Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, also known as FERPA. What is FERPA? FERPA is a federal law that was enacted in 1974. It was created to protect the privacy of student education records. Also to establish the right of students and parents to inspect and review their educational records. FERPA applies to K through 12 public and private schools that accept federal money. Rights are attributed to the parents until the student turns at least 18 years of age. FERPA also applies to higher education where rights are attributed back to students because they are 18 years or older. There are 3 categories that make up FERPA: directory information, educational record information, and strictly confidential information. All categories require written consent before being released. Directory information, you will find things such as student name, address, telephone number, extracurricular activities the student participates in, awards the student has received, attendance dates, weight, height, administrators are to give parents public notice of the types of information in their directory file. After a specified time frame, the parents may ask to remove all or part of the information on their child. In the educational record information file, you'll find things like date and place of birth, parent or guardian address, emergency contact numbers, social security number or student ID number, a picture of the student, medical and health records, grades and test scores, special education records, and discipline records. In the strictly confidential information file, you will find things like official transcripts, diagnosed learning disabilities, previous status of special education, drug or alcohol abuse and or treatment, physical or mental disability, and medical conditions. Strictly confidential information should be kept in a locked cabinet or drawer and away from routine student information. It should be clearly marked as confidential. This cannot be shared with teachers, support staff, or administration staff without written consent. Schools should provide release of information forms to parents or the student if over 18 whenever such info is requested. So who has access to this information? Teachers and school officials who work with the students in schools where students apply for entrance may have access to records without prior consent of the parent. Information may be released to state and local education officials to conduct audits or to review records in compliance with federal laws. Schools may also disclose information in response to court orders. If student records are to be released for district policy evaluations or research studies, the school must obtain prior consent of the parent. Some things to keep in mind. Parents may request changes or corrections. All requests should be made in writing. Schools must respond promptly to these requests. If a request is denied, the school must grant the opportunity for a hearing. School officials have legitimate educational interests if they need to review an education record to fulfill their professional duties. Written explanation of restriction must be sent to parties receiving records. Maintain information about each request as part of the record. And Ferpa does not apply to grades or basic educational decisions made by teachers or school officials.